Well, welcome to 284 Media. I'm Kamal Haynes, and today we have a special report. It's all about the King of the Courts Caribbean Championships, which is set scheduled for this Saturday, April 2nd at the Jeffrey Keynes Arena on Virgin Gorda. Well, today joining us to speak about that event is organizer of the event, Mr. Steve Parillon, who's here. He's basically joined by two guests who basically would have flown into the territory yesterday, Mr. Jose Heliger of St. Martin and Miguel Shiverton from St. Eustacia. Before we get to that interview, we'll take a quick commercial break and dive deep into that interview after that word from our sponsors.
Yo, everything good there?
Why? This thing got me one way, daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Well, welcome back, viewers. As mentioned previously, we have with us Mr. Steve Parillon, who's event organizer of this weekend's King of the Court Caribbean Championship, who's joined by St. Martin's very own Jose Heliger and Eustacia's very own Miguel Shiverton, who's basically here to speak about that event. For those who may not be aware of that event, basically we'll have a number of persons representing several nations across the Caribbean, including Nevis, Montserrat, St. Kitts, Puerto Rico, Anguilla, USVI, Jamaica, Guyana, the Dominican Republic, and Philippines. Welcome all three of you guys.
Yes, good day, Kamal. Nice to be here. As you guys know, we're getting set for a very great event, one of the first to go down in the Caribbean. It's going to be the first time that we're going to have several shooters from throughout the Caribbean come to one venue, one court, to crown one king for all the bragging rights of who's going to be the best shooter in the Caribbean.
Great. We'll start with you, Mr. Parillon. Basically, just speak about the event for those persons who may not be aware of the event this weekend. We do see, as you mentioned before, you're bringing a whole set of different nationalities basically onto the court in VG, where I'm sure will basically welcome a number of revenue streams, which will be basically gracing that sister island this weekend. Speak about the event and what some persons can expect who basically are not aware of what's taking place.
Okay, so just a quick history. This event was created in 2020 during the pandemic. One of the reasons for us creating such event was obviously the social distancing protocols, and basketball, one of our beloved sports in this island and throughout the world, were basically put on pause because it's a physical sport, a contact sport. And so we figured, hey, how about just keep some kind of competition? So we came up with the 3-point competition, King of the Courts. We went throughout the districts and we crowned our district king, where we then had the main competition at the multipurpose complex where we crowned a king of the court for the BVI, which was Jason Edwin, who is going to be representing Tatola. Basically, this Caribbean event was something we had in hindsight, and we wanted to do it in 2021, but as you know, the COVID basically kept extending, and so now we're finally here in 2022. It's a reality. We have 12 islands that are going to be participating this Saturday, with already 2 of the islands here, St. Martin and Eustacia. And from tomorrow, we have other countries coming in, Montserrat, and then Friday, the rest of the islands will be in.
And great. You have with us. You have next to you St. Martin's very own Mr. Helliger and Eustatius, Mr. Shiverton. I'll start with Mr. Helliger. Basically, you would have traveled into the territory. I believe it was Tuesday yesterday. Speak about what you anticipate to this weekend. Who is your biggest competition come this weekend?
Okay, good morning. My name is Jose Helliger. I'm representing St. Martin. I've been shooting for about maybe 7 to 8 years. I've won a competition in 2016. I went against one of Totola own Ray, who represents in Guyana. It was a great competition that year. I had good shooters going up against. Looking forward to this tournament this weekend. I have seen some shooters that I have known myself, just like the one that won last year, Jason. I know he's a great shooter, so I know what to expect. You can't come and don't be ready. You have to come ready because I saw him. I also saw Ray, who's shooting for Guyana. So them two is the only guys I actually know about, so I know I have to look out for them. Matter of fact, all the shooters, but these are the ones I know to look out for.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Mr. Shiverton?
Hello, this is Miguel Shiverton, out of St. Eustatius. Basically, this is my third time coming to the BVI. I've come twice in the past 2 years with couple teams. We played right here in the, right down the street there in the sports hall. One thing that when Steve came to me and he contacted me and to come to BVI, that was one of the things that I really think, because the people here, they are very hospitable. They treat you really good, and it always makes you want to come back. So with this tournament, I just hope Statia gonna come out and put their best foot forward and show that Statia have really good players down there.
Mm-hmm. And great. I know prior to the lights, camera, action, in terms of the start of this particular recording, there was a debate of who's the best shooter amongst you three. I'm going to ask you guys on camera, who's the best shooter amongst you three presently?
I would say Steve.
You say Steve. So you're basically giving it up to Steve?
Okay, I am not going to do that on camera for sure. Steve might be a better shooter, but I'm not going to count myself out. So we're actually going to do this after, and you'll hear the results after this.
Okay.
Well, I'm not in any competition with these guys right now. I'm the host. So I'm going to let these guys battle it out on Saturday, and I'll be there to crown the champion. Okay, and then after the competition, if those guys want to meet me on the court for a little side action, then they could come and then we could get it on. But right now, I'm not in the competition with these guys. They have the ones who have to battle it out on Saturday. And as you guys know, Saturday, it's all going down in Virgin Garda at the Jeffrey Caines Arena. And we are going to have a shuttle leaving from Rotong Dock at 7 p.m. on Saturday with the Sensation Ferry, and it's be coming back after the game. I will tell you this much. Right now, the shuttle is almost about 80% sold. So I'm pretty sure by tomorrow it will be sold out. There are other options for getting the Virgin Garda, Speedies, and from what I'm hearing, all the hotels are basically booked out in Virgin Garda. So it's going to be a very, very exciting weekend in Virgin Garda this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And great, that's what I wanted to also talk about, because with this event coming up on VG, it means a revenue stream for the sister island basically, and you just actually touched on it when you said 80% of the Sensation Ferry, that is basically a package you can see here with the ferry and the event. It is a $20 package that basically is almost sold out, 80% sold out. And then you spoke about hotels, most of the hotels being occupied. Now speak about, what this type of event, brings to the sister island in terms of activity and what you expect to happen over the weekend when it comes to that economic standpoint.
Okay, so, obviously, me being based in Tatola, I always get these questions thrown at me. And as you know, the last time I was actually in the studio, we was talking about an event that I was hosted in Just Van Dyke. So persons are like, Steve, why you keep going to these different islands and hosting these events? Because obviously this could have been hosted at the multipurpose complex. But for me, I'm very generous and I like a challenge. And obviously, Virgin Gorda has always been a place for me personally where basketball, the grid, and the way the people support basketball, to me, has always given me that encouragement to do something there. And I always wanted to do a basketball event in Virgin Gorda. And so I decided to go with the Jeffrey Caines Arena and Virgin Gorda to host this event. And I'm not going to even lie, it has been very supportive for me. The business community has really come forward and helped me with this event. And I'm really looking forward for it being a great event this weekend.
And I also want to talk about the celebrity shootout. We have Honorable Andrew A. Foy, Premier of the Virgin Islands. He's a defending champion in terms of the celebrity shootouts. We also have Boss. We have the Honorable Dr. Wheatley, Natalia Wheatley, who's Minister responsible for Sports, Deputy Premier. We have the President of the BVI Basketball Association, Mr. Derek Balak, who's also part of that list as well. We have Roddy Skelton, who's obviously part of the tourist board. We have Peanut, performer, artist, dancehall artist in the territory. You have Pascal, Ding Dog, Massa Pasa, a whole number of popular people here in the territory. Speak about that championship celebrity shootout event, which is slated also, I'm assuming probably, I'm not sure, you could speak about when it will happen, whether it will be in between in terms of the actual shootout, or if it will be a secondary event where it will happen directly after the main competition. Okay,
So, like last time when we hosted this event, we had the celebrity shootout, which the Honorable Premier, Andrew Foy, won. He was the king of that celebrity shootout. So we decided to do it again because the main competition, we know it's going to be serious, but we need to put a little bit of fun in between. And the celebrity shootout has always been a fun event. And we have a very interesting feel again. We have the Premier who's coming back to defend his title. The Honorable Natalia Wheatley told me he's not going to win again. He's going to dethrone him. So we're holding him to that as the Minister for Sports. And then we also have a couple entertainers in Peanut the Real Nut who will be actually performing Virgin Gorda on Friday night at Telmos for the Meet the Players party. So we have the Meet the Players party on Friday night where persons will come out and meet the players at Telmos. And then we have Pascal, Boss, Dink Dog. We have other couple popular persons from the community like Massa, Rodney, and others. So we're going to do the celebrity game somewhat half time of the event. And then also we have a fan shootout for a round trip ticket to St. Martin. And I know my boy Jose is going to make sure they have a good time when they go there. So one lucky fan is going to have the opportunity to shoot and win that round trip ticket. And also we have a game for the female, which is a free show game that they can win one of those popular crossbody bags from Hustlers Never Fold.
Oh, great. So much activity, basically jam-packed for this weekend. I guess we'll see if Honorable Natalia Wheatley dethrones Premier Foy when it comes to the King of the Throw, the champion, the Celebrity Shootout Championship. Also, too, I know we would have seen Mr. Stefano Paul from VG. He's representing VG. And Mr. Edwin, as you mentioned previously, he's represented Tortola. How do you expect that to be regarding those two basically competing? I know it's all the BVA, but at the end of the day, we do know that people here rep their island very strongly.
Well, if you're from the BVI, the one thing you always know is that there's always been a rivalry between Tortola and Virgin Garda, although we're one BVI. And I think the same thing goes with St. Kitts and Nevis, because St. Kitts actually have their own shooter and Nevis have their own shooter. And I think the same thing goes with St. Martin, with the Dutch and the French, because the French was supposed to send a shooter. Unfortunately, some COVID vaccination issues, they were unable to come. But like I said, Virgin Garda is hosting. I'm pretty sure they would like to see Jason do well for Tatola, but I'm pretty sure most of the persons in that arena is going to be behind their young Virgin Garda player.
And what I want you to speak about too, I know we see the countries here, St. Kitts, Puerto Rico, Angola, Ghana, Jamaica, etc. Speak about some of the persons that will be coming out and representing these respective nations.
Well, to be honest, some of these players, I really don't know. I know some of the players like Jose and Miguel, but some of these players I really don't know. I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring to the competition, and I think that makes the competition even more interesting, because a lot of the players don't really know each other. It's not like sometimes you go into a competition and you kind of know who you're going up against. This one here is like you don't really know who you're going up against, so it's that you have to make sure that your shooting game is on point. You can't worry about the other man. You got to worry about what's on point, because I'm pretty sure these guys are coming to leave the BVI with this trophy to their country. And a lot of these different countries, their fans are going to be tapped in on the live to watch this event. So, they know that they have to defend for their home countries.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, I wanted to touch on, you just spoken a little bit about it as well. How the BVI and the BVI, a lot of persons tend to rep their respective island very strongly. I'm not seeing any representation for Jos van Dijk or for Anegada. Can you speak about that as well?
Well, I don't think that's anyone looking at that is not gonna. It's not an unusual thing, because even if you looked in this in the BVI, in the local league, there's never really representation from Jos van Dijk or Anegada. Based on the population of those islands, the sport of basketball is not really that big on those islands, and they have never really presented a team in our local league. Virgin Garda, as you know, won the National League last year, so they have always had high interest in basketball. So I think persons looking on the outside are not really asking the question why there's not someone from Jos van Dijk or Anegada, because they know that Tatola and Virgin Garda are normally the two main islands when it comes to basketball in the territory.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, I want you to just, for those persons that are interested in how this competition will be laid out, speak about the layout, because I know you spoke about rounds before. Speak about the layout, speak about how persons are eliminated, speak about the rules, so that persons that are viewing on the day basically understand what is really going on from the beginning to the end.
Okay, so the competition is going to have two zones. They're going to be Zone A and Zone B. In Zone A, we have Tatola, U.S. Virgin Islands, Montserrat, St. Kitts, Dominican Republic, and St. Martin. Unfortunately, Puerto Rico and Jamaica is not going to take place due to certain circumstances. They were unable to travel. So where the field has been cut from 14 to 12 and 6 in each zone. And then in Zone B, we have Virgin Garda, St. Eustatia, Nevis, Anguilla, the Philippines, and Guyana. So the format is basically 5 rounds. Round 1, we're going to eliminate 1 player from each zone. Round 2, we're going to eliminate another 1 player from each zone. And then round 3, we're going to eliminate 2 players. So round 3 is a crucial zone because 2 players are now going to be eliminated. And then we're going to have the zone championship. That's going to be the last 2 players left in each zone. And then the winner of the zone championships will play together, will go against each other in the championship to see who's going to wear the crown for the 2022 King of the Courts Caribbean Championship.
Mm-hmm. And also to know that we have Mr. Helliger and Mr. Cheverton there, Mr. Chiverton. Basically, what rounds do you guys think you would make it to? I mean, obviously the goal is to win, obviously. But do you guys? I'm sure you may be the LeBron James, or you may have that LeBron James mentality where you say, okay, well, I have a history of making it at least past the first round or the second round. What rounds are you guys guaranteed to make it past?
Well, I think they resolve at the 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. winner on Saturday night.
Okay. Well, for me on my side, I'd always make it past second round and third rounds for me. If I don't make it after that, I mean, it's not one of those days, but the aim is to win. But I for sure not going to go second to third round for sure.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Mr. Shiverton?
To be honest, I feel I would win it. That's being as honest as possible. I feel I would win it.
Mm. And you say you feel you would win it, so I'm sure that you would have had somewhat of a. Do you have any idea of your opponents that you have this confidence?
No, but I obviously I played in college, and most of the guys up there, shooting is like how you can say, it's like layups for a lot of the guys up there. Mm-hmm. So if you can compete up there, you can compete anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And with this confidence, you're saying you're 100% confident that you will take it all the way. How good is your 3-point shot?
My 3-point shot.
I mean, if you was to give an average, what average do you usually shoot when it comes to 3 points? Is it close to 50%? Is it 45, 40%?
It's more like it's usually 8 out of 10.
So you're 80%. You're 80% free 3-point.
When you're talking 3-point shot without contested, there's contested 3-point shots, mm-hmm. and there's free 3-point shots. The 3-point shot without contested, yes, it's gonna be around 80%.
Okay, so I guess we will hold you to that. I mean, when we see you on the court, we're looking for at least that 80% consistency. And what about you as well, Mr. Helliger? What will you rate in terms of your percentage when it comes to 3-point shots when it's on the uncontested category?
Uncontested, I could say I'm 7 out of 10. Because that's what I really do in St. Martin. I really don't play like before. If I do play for a team, it only brings me to shoot threes. That's what I do at the moment. I used to play more. I say I tear ligaments. I don't really play as hard as I used to. But leaving me open, mm-hmm. just know it could fall every time I take a shot.
Okay, great. And any in terms of back to Mr. Parillon now, the event is slated for this weekend. Speak about the times the ferries will be leaving, and also in terms of the prices, the fees regarding what persons would know they have to bring to the table and where they can get these last-minute tickets from when it comes to purchasing the packages, or whether just a ferry schedule. Then you have to pay at the Jeffrey Keynes arena. Speak about how persons can access, for those persons who may be last minute.
Okay, so those of you who are gonna purchase the package with the ferry is $20. That includes a round trip to Virgin Gorda and entry into the event. For those of you who are just coming to the event, it is $8 for adults and it's $5 for children under 12 years old. So you can pay at the gate. There's no pre-sold tickets for the game. We're gonna have lots of vendors. I think we have about 5 or 6 vendors from Virgin Gorda, from food vendors, toy vendors, ice cream van. We're gonna have a full stock bar. We're also gonna have a good amount of entertainment. We have the HLSCC College Cheer Squad. We have the Elmo Stout High School Lady Rams. I'm trying to bring the name of this this dance group, but I'm not pronouncing it properly. It's at DGO Dance School. They're going to be performing as well. And then we have the Empress from Virgin Gorda, Sister Joyce, is going to also be giving us a performance. So we have a full-fledged night from entertainment to shooting competitions, winning prizes. We're just looking for a great family night. It's a family event, you know. You can bring out your whole family, and you know we have a new parking lot that's just put down in the Jeffrey Canes Arena, and so we're gonna be very, very, very happy to see how the whole event turns out.
Great. Any final words, basically, from any of the three guys? Any final words when it comes to the competition before we go?
Everybody out there in BVI land, okay, come out to Virgin Gorda. We're going to put on a show for you. So,
Like Miguel just said, come out and support. For me, it's going to be a great event. I'm glad to be here for the first big Caribbean one. Just come out and support it. You'll have a great show.
And before we go, I would just like to give a mention to our sponsors. Our platinum sponsor, Honorable Natalia Whitley, Lesmo Smith, Fish Mobile, Honorable Vincent O'Neill, Rosie's Enterprises, James Tadnon Jr., Green Creek BVI, Honorable Kai Reimer, Super Mix, Crazy Tread, Telmors, Speedies, Reliable Online Services, GFX, TravelWise, Mr. Nice Guy, Sensation Ferry, Hustles Never Fall, and JTV. So I'd just like to thank those sponsors, and in these times, whenever you can get whatever sponsor you can, is you have to appreciate it and let people know.
Okay, great. I want to thank you guys for joining us today and basically sharing the festivities of what to expect this coming weekend. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thanks.
Well, viewers, you heard it. It's all about King of the Courts Caribbean Championship this coming weekend, Saturday, April 2nd, at the Jeffrey Canes Arena on Virgin Gorda. Tickets for adults are $8, children under 12, $5. There's always also a package with the ferry and the event that's $20, Sensation Ferry. And as you would have heard Mr. Parillon basically stating that is 80% basically sold out, 80% sold out right now at this stage. We have Mr. Edwin, Mr. Jason Edwin, who's representing Tortola, and also Stefano Paul, who's representing VGs for the locals who want to come out there and basically show support. You know, it's a fun packed event basically slated for this weekend. I'm Kamal Haynes of 284 Media. Until next time, bye-bye.